Hi, and thanks again for joining me on another episode of Monsta TV, MTV. This week we are talking about what to consider when doing a bathroom renovation. Whether you've got your own renovation you're doing yourself, or you've got a professional doing it for you, or you've received a quote for renovation, these are the things that you might want to check off because they'll make all the difference. Firstly, if you've pulled an old bathroom out and you're starting it fresh, the wet area surfaces must be wet area grade, so that is the walls, the floors. So if you've got linings, like if it's a timber frame home or a metal frame home and you've got wall linings, you must make sure that the linings that are installed are wet area grade. You can't just go and use a standard gyprock or a standard plasterboard that you might use in a dry area. It needs to be wet area grade, even if you are waterproofing over it, which we'll talk about in a moment. But ensure they are wet area grade. Cement sheeting is often considered, or fibre cement sheeting is often considered the more superior product for wet areas. It's a choice when you speak to different builders and renovators, but if it's a wet area grade, it'll comply with the standards and you won't have any issues with that. Waterproofing is the other critical piece in a bathroom renovation. So whether you're doing this yourself or you're getting a professional, and I do recommend getting a professional or waterproofer to do that because you get a warranty from both the manufacturer and the applicator. But my other business, Gripset, which is involved in the waterproofing industry, will always ensure that a professional should be doing that work. However, the important piece on this is that the waterproofing that you're getting quoted or you're doing, or the waterproof it does for you, extends up to the height of the shower head. So it's the full shower width and height of the walls of where the tiles are going. So if you're going from floor to ceiling with your tiles, you can go as high as you like with the waterproofing. But if you are only tiling up to above the shower rows, then make sure you draw a line and the waterproofing is only going to there, because then you're going to be painting above that. But where possible to tile above that to the ceiling, it's a much better finish, but it depends on your budget and the design you've got. Ensure that the waterproofing membrane is approved. So ask your bathroom renovator what the brand is. Does it give you a warranty? It should be a minimum of 10 years for a waterproofing application. Does it give you a warranty? And does the product comply to the Australian standard? Because once the bathroom renovator is out of there, a good waterproof membrane should last the life of the tiles. Your tile selection, before I go into the tile selection, the waterproofing needs to go on the shower walls and the base of the shower, and where possible, I would always suggest going to the full floor. Now, if you've got a concrete floor and a ground level home, you only need to go outside the shower alcove by another 200 to 300 millimeters, depending on what the design is, whether you have a shower tray, a shower hob, a shower screen. However, my suggestion where you can is do the whole floor. It's good insurance, and a good membrane will just keep that floor moisture free. The other piece on the bathroom renovation is your selection of tiles. Many people I see go and find really good bargains from tile outlets that are on special, tiles on special. They think they're going to get a bargain. Buy the tiles, lay the tiles, and then find that the tiles are not really designed for a wet area. When you've got a shower alcove, and I've seen this with some of the cheap imported tiles particularly, if the glaze is weak, when you've got temperature variations between hot and cold water, you can have that glaze craze, and it's like a little webbing effect that will happen on the tile face. Important to ensure that if you're buying tiles that are on a good price, that they are wet area recommended. Ensure that tile merchants can confirm that and warrant it, and then you've got yourself a good bargain. And go with a tile that can stand up to constant moisture. So they shouldn't discolour, they should be glazed, and if they're not glazed, then they might need to be sealed. And ask those questions before you go and buy them and install them. And that goes then with the grouts and the tile adhesives that are used. Now your renovator or tiler will make sure that they use the right tile adhesive for that, but ensure the grouts are mould resistant. Okay, that is important, because the fact is it's always in constant wet and damp environment, and it will always discolour if it can't handle the bacteria, the scums, the soaps, the shampoos, all the things that happen in shower alcoves. It doesn't matter how well you clean them, and even the cleaning agents can discolour grouts. So ensure you've got a good quality grout that's being used, and that takes me to my next point about the silicons. Silicons are a common one, I'm sure many of you have seen, and last year I did an episode on MTV where I showed how discoloured silicon can be repaired. Avoid the repair, get a good quality silicon that's mould resistant, designed for shower alcoves, and you can select the colour of the grout to match your silicone or vice versa, but ensure it is a moisture resistant silicone designed for wet areas, not something that might be for roof gutters, etc. It's important it's a wet area grade for bathrooms and shower alcoves. The paints you use in the bathroom, they need to be a mold and mildew resistant paint. We've spoken about this before with our paints, but this is not about flogging just the Monsta paints. Our paints are designed to go in any area and can handle moisture and dampness and a humid environment like a bathroom. But when you're selecting your paints, again, just like the tiles, don't go and get a cheap paint and put it in that bathroom and then find you've got mold or peeling happening on the paint later on. It's going to let you down and your renovation is going to look crap after a couple of years. A good quality paint will be there forever, and that will allow you to just ensure that if you had to recoat, it's a clean and you go over it again with another coat of paint, but the paint needs to be able to stand up to that environment. These are not areas where you go and look for cheap shortcuts. When you invest in a good quality product that's performing for that environment, because it's a testing environment with the steam and the humidity in the room and the temperature changes, you know that your renovation, your bathroom is always going to look like it did from day one when you had completed the renovation. Lights and fans, really important as well on this one. Ensure that with the lights that you select and the fans that you've got, that they are suitable for the size of the room. Now, again, a lot of people go and find that they've got, they do the ceiling work and they go and pick a small fan thinking that it won't be so intrusive, and then when they put it on and there's a shower going on, particularly if you've got low ceilings to the floor, it's not enough to absorb the steam out of the room. And that's not healthy to have that steam just sitting in there. Even if you've got a good mold resistant paint, you don't want that steam sitting around. It should be exhausted out from a good exhaust fan. There's some really good quality fans on the market these days. Do your homework on them. The difference between a good fan and a cheaper one can be as little as $40 to $100. And so get a fan that can handle all that environment, and you ensure that you've always got something that will function correctly and not create any dampness issues in the bathroom, on the bathroom surfaces as well. Railings, when you're designing your railings, okay, people forget about, they want it all looking slick with the tiles, the vanity, the shower screen, and the look of it, and they forget the practicality of having railings designed that can be used to hang your towels up. So, how you want to integrate these, there's some really slick looking railings you can buy these days that you'll see up on screen now. Look at those and also plan where you're going to position those. In a discrete area, do you actually hang them behind the door or on the door, or on a tiled area where it's on a vertical where they can discreetly look and actually give some sort of appeal to the bathroom area itself, and they should be matching the rest of your bathroom wear. But plan those well, because it's no good if you've got a bathroom like I've got in my home, you've got a few kids in there and you've got 3 or 4 towels hanging around and no one knows where to put them, and they're chucking them over the shower screen or on the bath. Good rails, you can hold a couple decent towels, and there's some good ones out of Europe now that even actually dry the towels. You can actually have a heating system with them. Cost a little bit more, but a great investment for your bathroom renovation. Looking forward to seeing some photos on this one. If you've got any come through on your bathroom reno, send them through to us. Any questions on your bathroom renovation, our Monsta crew's here to help you. I'll see you next time.